Again, that this is simply exhibition play right now. Absolute insanity going on here inside the Cashman Center as we're set to tip off here on Ballislife.com/Facebook Live.
Well, this is what everybody came to see.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The SC Supreme in the navy jerseys, gold numbers, and the white trim. The big ballers of the Big Baller brand in the sky blue jerseys. Yeah, that fair on the color wheel?
Close enough.
Blue numerals and the blue trim. Darius Bozer will jump it up against Noah Yarbrough. And it's time to roll things here early, as that is a contested shot by Zion Williamson, and here comes SC Supreme. Dotson up the way. They feed it over to him. That's a long triple. That one misfires, and they'll call a loose ball foul on Bozer. So we'll ship things over to the Big Baller brand. LaMelo Ball has his pocket pick. The steal there by Dotson. Devin to the rim. He lays it up like a gentleman off glass. Devin Dotson was brought in, announced just yesterday he would be playing in this event in the top 100 of the ESPN rankings and on Rivals.com, as an impressive layup there by Lawson as well starts things. It's 4-0 early. No highlight play, so the dismay of most of our fans in attendance. Harkless, a feed inside, and there's the first points of the ball game for the UCLA commit, LaMelo Ball. 4-2 the score. Francis, in terms of crowd you've seen, where does this rank up for an AAU game, or for a high school game, we'll call it as well, to incorporate both groups?
Well, it has grown to a point now where I can truthfully say I don't think I've ever seen a setting quite like this. You know, we started talking about this probably about, I don't know what, 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And now we're looking at something after 9. 6:30 or 7 o'clock, it was still manageable. Now, you know, we talked about not being out of control. It's been a friendly crowd, just a basketball crowd, people coming to being on the same page, wanting to see the same thing. But the way it has grown, I can safely say I've not ever seen anything quite like this.
Yeah, I'm glad we've achieved that realm, because I was hoping that this crowd and this chaos would bring you to that point at some point in time.
I was at Rucker Park one time for an event where, you know, people were up on the fences,
right,
just trying to get a vantage point where they could see, but it wasn't this many people.
James misfires on that jump shot, and they'll call a loose ball foul. See who it goes against. Lawson and James were both there. They'll hit Dontarius with the personal. 6-2 the score here early. James, Dotson, and Lawson scoring all 6 for SC Supreme. Meanwhile, LaMelo Ball, a layup here in the early going. Only points for the Big Ballers. LaMelo will walk it up. He's ranked number 18 in Rivals 2019. His jump shot misfires. And there's the rebound taken by James. He lost it. Now he gets it back on the feed from Bozer. Dontarius absorbs contact, rises, misfires. He got his own board. Dontarius again off glass. That time it rolls true. James has 4, and it's 8-2, a 6-point lead for SC Supreme. Ball, good pass. He finds a wide open man in Pluma, but his jumper's off the far right side of the rim, goes out of bounds.
You know, we had our
back to SC Supreme.
At our issues with the fire marshals having some concerns about the size of the crowd. Well, you can see they gave up.
Yeah, it appears so. There's a attempted chase down block by Dotson. The layup falls for Puma to make this 8-4. It's like if it was a riot or the police are like, you know, we're just going to let it play out.
Yeah, it's like a fire that they just decided to just let it burn itself out.
Exactly. And here we are, indeed, watching this fire burn brightly at the Cashman Center. They'll call a turnover on the far baseline. as looked like the big ballers could not maintain the possession there. So Donterius James will be the trigger man. Yet to see Zion really get a true touch here. Number 12 on your screen in Navy. As there's another feed, James leading the way. Donterius carrying that load. He's got 6 of the 10, and it's 10-4 SC Supreme. Ball gives to Harkless. Harkless now over to Davis. Davis cross court. Pluma for 3. No, will not rattle home. Rebound taken by James. Donterius. They skip over to Zion, and pass is knocked away, and Pluma takes it. He feeds over to Harkless. Harkless goes and leaves it lazily over to Yarbrough. Now Pluma will try a 3 from deep. That one too strong. Rebound, who's it last touched by? They'll say by SC Supreme.
Well, big ballers, they're going to shoot the threes. I mean, there's a size mismatch again, as we've seen in a couple of our games. But they're a three-point shooting basketball team. They want to play fast. Everybody on the floor is pretty much a good three-point shooter except Yarbrough. But the other 4 guys on the floor are good shooters.
Second personal foul called on Donterius James. They're a holding foul away from the basketball. 3 is in the air and just left short. LaMelo Ball trying to create an extra possession. Indeed he does. He tips it back out. Now he receives it, falling away for 3. He got that to go. There's your first highlight play from your 2 stars to watch out for. And LaMelo has made this just a 3-point game, 10-7. Bozer feeds inside to Lawson. His reverse layup, no good. Rebound, ripped away and taken by Harkless. Harkless to Pluma. Now Melo thought about another one, did LaMelo Ball. Now he'll rise. That one a tougher triple than the one he thought about taking seconds earlier. And the crowd already buzzing off that miss. Dotson to the rim, right at Ball. He's got 4. The lead is 5, 12-7. Harkless puts it on the deck. Drives right by the defender, but blew the layup. And now Zion's first official touch of the ball game. They weren't even going to let him put on the deck. Here goes James. James over to Lawson. Lawson got in too deep, turns it over. Here comes LaMelo. Up the way. High off the glass, right at Zion. What a pretty finish by Faquan Davis. And now the crowd getting into it. Zion, his first real offensive touch, and he's fouled immediately by Elijah Harkless. Man, if their mentality is to not let him get any offensive presence, they're going to need a lot of fouls to give.
Well, you see here, high off the glass, great use of the glass, and then he had a little something to say. Davis did too.
I didn't see that. That's what the crowd was oohing at.
Had a little something to
Davis
say,
had a little clap at Zion. The last thing you need is to motivate him further.
Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear.
How many times historically have we learned you don't need to give a player of high caliber any more motivation? But there's a turnover. Pluma finds Ball. LaMelo turning, draws contact, and earns himself some free ones.
You wouldn't get no passes over the line.
So let's backtrack this for a second. So Faquan Davis at Chino Hills High School drives with Zion on his heels and goes at him high off glass in an exhibition game. This is not a Creators Cup game. Claps right at him in his face. That's AAU basketball in a 7-second clip at its finest.
Yep. Everybody's trying to mark their territory. Everybody's trying to make their mark.
A turnover, or excuse me, a tip pass, I should say, on the SC Supreme feed. Bozer has it, far right side over to Hensley, and he walked with it, did Trevor. So we'll send it over to Big Baller Brand.
And Davis is just face guarding Zion Williamson. I mean, everywhere he goes, he's just right in his face. He's not letting him catch the ball. He has no help responsibility. His sole responsibility is to not let Zion Williamson touch the basketball.
Ball has it far right side. Unlike Zion, he's been able to run with the offense at ease, and a good dish there by LaMelo over to Yarbrough. That triple's good. And the first lead of the game for the Big Baller brand, 13-12.
Well, Yarbrough knocks down a three-point shot, and I said earlier that he may not have been as good a three-point shooter as the other guys on the floor, but he looked good on that one.
They feed it over to Delmar Moore. Moore, a lot of contact. He gets that one to drop. Someone tugged on his jersey on that shot. Shift the lead back over. To SC Supreme as a foul is called on the shot. En route to the cup was Elijah Harkless out of Etiwanda High School in Chino Hills, California. Excuse me, in Colton, California. Misfires in that first free throw. They'll have one more as there's a look at that good feed, drive and kick from LaMelo Ball to Yarbrough. And that shot misfired. Both free throws misfired, I should say, by Elijah Harkless. Timeout taken by SC Supreme. We'll take one as well. 9:33 to go in this first half. 14-13 the score. SC Supreme hanging on to a 1-point lead. An exciting one at capacity crowd continues. After this, you're watching the Adidas Uprising. Welcome back to Ballislife.com and AdidasUprising.com's continued coverage of this exhibition game in the Summer Championships between SC Supreme and Big Baller brand as an aggressive take there by Delmar Moore allows him to try to earn these points the hard way at the charity stripe. For those of you just joining us, this is an exhibition game between the Big Ballers and SC Supreme, and this crowd is absolutely absurd. They're cheering in every single play like you'd expect at any event, but, and there's a shot of SC Supreme holding his son. That's his staple look on the Adidas Uprising circuit.
Hey, family first. Family
Exactly,
first.
exactly. Up the floor to roll. We talked about this crowd, though. They've been here lining up and continuing to add and add and add since 6:30 West Coast time, Pacific time. As LaMelo Ball, again, more gasps and oohs and ahs. He took that jumper. That one misfired, though. And on the other end, a tip-back opportunity by James can't go. And a three-pointer opportunity for Harborough off the mark. Rebound, Zion. He goes to James. Dontarius lobs it up, gathering, and a solid, savvy play there by Delmar Moore. He could have tried to flush it home, but instead he decides to make the veteran move, the experienced move, come down with it, and then put it up as the Big Ballers turn it over right back to SC Supreme.
And I'm going to give Zion Williamson some credit right now. I mean, I'm sure there probably isn't a defense that he hasn't seen, but he's continued to play hard.
And here he goes. Zion's first real take to the rim and put him on the line. Electricity immediately out of the gate for his first touch. It took roughly 8 minutes, but Zion finally found a driving lane he liked and an opportunity for an old-fashioned three-point play upcoming. He sets, fires, left that one short. That's all right, just some jitters.
He's continued to play hard.
Ball, other end, LaMelo, circus layup, can't get it to fall, and Zion, the big man's board, he ripped it away. No, they're gonna say it was knocked away by Yarbrough of the Big Ballers. So it'll go to SC Supreme, Zion will be the trigger man. Kicks into James. Dontarius will let Devin Dotson, who again just joined SC Supreme yesterday, a member of the ESPN Top 100, as the putback there by Delmar Moore. He's got 9. Leads up to 8, 21-13. Far right side, Harkless. He drives, circus layup, no good. And the foul, though, is drawn by Elijah out of Etiwanda High School in Colton, California. He's already shot and split a pair this evening. And he'll have the first of 2 right now that able to rattle home. I've been told by some sources back home that currently on the Ballislife stream, as that pair is split, north of 40,000 people right now on the Ballislife stream watching this ball game.
I believe it.
You'd think we'd have 40,000 in the building the way this crowd is assembled.
It feels like 40,000.
As a tough take there by Dontarius James. able to earn himself some
we
free
weren't
ones.
able to get to our dinner because there's so many people in this.
And you know
our
what?
dinner is being held hostage in a room in the back here, and we're trapped and we can't go get our dinner because there's 20,000 people in here.
That's the sacrifice that only you're going to find on adidasuprising.com and ballislife.com. As Dontarius James at the charity stripe. Again, a look at the head coach of SC Supreme. He always holds his son tight during these games. And as the police back in attendance here, trying to keep the peace in general and not let this thing boil over to bedlam. Harkless for three. That one left short.
Now,
Rebound taken by Moore, and he'll get it safely to Zadarius Bozer. Up the floor to Dotson. Dotson, he finds James. Tough take off glass. Second chance, yes. Devin Dotson, that's why they added him. He's ranked number 33 on the 2018 class of rivals, and he has offers all over the country. Great addition to this team. Ball high off glass, misfires. Rebound taken by Moore. Up the floor to Dotson.
Here we go.
Dotson
Here we
lobs
go.
to Zion off glass and in. There's your highlight play. There'll be plenty of them tonight. The lead is 12, 27-15. Ball the answer. A triple on the left side. And now these two are feeding off one another. Zion has it. Zion trying to answer it through three defenders and put him on the line. Oh my word. Pure showmanship by both these young men.
well, as much power and finesse as we've seen from Zion on a couple of the plays that he's made. What finesse there on that play to have the touch and use the English to flip it off the glass and draw the foul.
Easy.
Makes it look
So
very
easy. Another and one opportunity upcoming for Zion. That one he can't convert either, but he's got 4, and you think he had 15. Ball on the other end. Great feed, another drive and kick. This time he finds Yarbrough open on the right block. Under 7 to go here, first half. They feed to Zion. Williamson now to Bozer. To James for 3. Dontarius too strong. Rebound LaMelo. Ball walks it up for the big ballers. Works between the legs. Now far right side. That triple. It scores home for Faquan Davis.
And that's a nice basketball play by Ball. He draws 2 defenders, gets it to an open shooter who knocks it down. That's just a smart basketball play.
The one observation you can make at the very least of the Ball family, and LaMelo still has a long way to go, and Lonzo's still growing, even as now a member of the Los Angeles Lakers, but the passing ability is very sharp, even to this point at LaMelo's early stages of his career.
Yeah, their basketball IQ is very high. Now they're both going to have to learn how to get down in a stance and defend and all the things that it takes to become a good player on the defensive end. But offensively, they have very good instincts, they have very good ball skills, and they have a very good understanding of the game.
Moore tried to utilize a post move there, but he traveled. Sends it right back to the big ballers. LaMelo Ball, the UCLA commit, looks to walk it up the floor. Officials call their time. Reset the shot clock back to 30, they say. 6:02 to go here, first half of an exhibition game of AAU basketball. Only on adidasuprising.com and ballislife.com, where I'm told we have 70,000 tuned in. Far right side, that triple too strong there by Yarbrough, and a foul called on the floor.
So it's grown to 70
against
just
SC
that fast.
Supreme.
That's great. It's grown to 70,000 just that fast.
To be clear with that, and maybe it has, maybe it hasn't, but I'm just occasionally glancing at my phone. 77,000 now.
The word is spreading.
It's going
mouth,
across the
word
country.
of mouth is powerful.
People are waking people up in their beds on the East Coast, saying you got to see this AAU exhibition matchup. Again, a foul away from the basketball, as both these teams definitely a little jittery. Man, the power of the internet.
Man.
The power of basketball right now. There's a look at Lonzo Ball, the Los Angeles Laker, MVP of the Summer League. Looking at his brother, who's at the foul line for some free throws. LaMelo, following in his brother's footsteps, in that he's a commit to UCLA, ranked number 18 on the Rivals 2019 class. He'll have one more upcoming. Hits that one to make this a 4-point game, 29-25. Dotson gives to James. James up the way, and great contest there by Yarbrough. To force at least a hard look at this by SC Supreme to try to put some points on the board. The officials now telling those in front of our broadcast table to move away as one of our scoreboards is directly below us. A baseline look, an impressive take, and solid finish by Dontarius James. He's put in quite a show through this first half to this point. Lead now back to 6. That shot misfired by Faquan Davis. And Zion now has the basketball. Great dribble moves. He's fouled from behind. Thought about throwing it down. Instead just lays it in calmly. William Pluma commits the personal. And that's interesting. The big ballers view Zion Williamson as such a threat that they are refusing to let him even put it on the deck. It's face guarding at a whole new level, essentially. LaMelo diving right into the stands, right near his brother for that one.
Well, it's not a bad strategy. We're going to make the other guys beat us.
Yeah, why not? LaMelo that time able to get the steal. Here comes Davis. He leaves for LaMelo. An extra pass, that one a turnover. And here's Zion in a one-on-one. Williamson now goes with a little finesse. Too strong, but the putback is true by Delmar Moore. You mentioned how he can be graceful like a gazelle, but tenacious like a lion, almost at the flip of a switch. With the finesse, he's able to take into account, just slowly waiting for his move, and then taking off.
Ball skills.
There's no look at that.
Touch around the basket. Good footwork. Extremely athletic.
Ball able to draw a foul. He'll go to the line for 2 free ones. We mentioned at this point early on, and this is my first time in person seeing LaMelo Ball, but in terms of his guard play, the basketball IQ you mentioned a little bit ago as he misses that free throw, it is as high as you're going to see as a guard that is approaching his junior year.
Yeah, he has a nice understanding. I mean, they've been taught well some of the nuances of the game and the understanding of on the offensive end how to play, how to make the right reads. I'm very impressed, along with his brother, that they are very good at using both hands to pass the basketball. So you take those things. They have size. And you take those things and you put them in combination, and they seem to have a real love for the game also, which is important.
A loose ball foul committed by the big ballers, and that is the 7th team foul by the big ballers, meaning it's a 1-and-1 opportunity for Dontarius James, the 6'8" small forward out of Andrew Jackson High School in Kershaw, South Carolina. Another look at the
that little dude is knocked
head coach of SC Supreme. He was knocked out at the gauntlet finale too, and that was during the day. Like he was cashed out completely then, and same here tonight on the West Coast. James with one more. That one rattles out, and a rebound taken by Ball. LaMelo sizes up on Moore. He works with the handles, showing off. Step back for 3. That one left short. A little bit of contact, and he got the whistle. How about that? LaMelo able to absorb some contact on that fall-away triple. And he'll go to the charity stripe for 3 free ones.
And we had a great angle of that particular play. I mean, that shot was on line.
Yeah.
It was on line.
Had he not had to fall back,
yeah, it was definitely
it might have been
line.
right in the money. First free throw good for LaMelo. 2 more upcoming. Sub at the table, Quincy Gillespie set to check in, as is Zion Williamson after he received a little bit of a breather. LaMelo's 2nd free throw good. One more upcoming for LaMelo Ball. That one he gets to roll home. Lead down to 6, 34-28. Zion feeds over to Trevor Hensley, who also checked in moments ago. Hensley left side. Over to Ball on the opportunity with a loose possession. It was corralled initially there. I want to remind you while we have a second that if you're looking to follow this action or follow any of the action on the Adidas Summer Championships, you can get all your stats, scores, schedules, and more only at adidasuprising.com. Elijah Harkless at the foul line for the Big Ballers. Leaves that free throw short. He's at Etiwanda High School in Colton, California. The 6'5" guard will have one more to try to make this a 5-point game, and he does. Gets that one to roll home. Under 4.5 to go here, first half. Exhibition game. Here at Adidas Uprising. Standing room only. And then some. Zion successfully inbounds to James. James skips it over to a Gillespie. Quincy almost had his pocket picked, and indeed he does. Ploma, he finds a man. Oh, it's kicked on the initial pass. He tried to feed Elijah Harkless, but instead it's kicked out of bounds. Great defense there by Trevor Hensley. Oh, Gillespie will take a seat after getting some quick minutes. Devin Dotson checks back in for SC Supreme. LaMelo Ball controls. He sees daylight, able to knock Hensley on his feet. Tried to feed it around the body of Dontarius James. Instead, James easily knocks it out of bounds. So LaMelo will be the trigger man. Baseline left. He gets a little give and go. Instead of the three, he makes a nice feed and a finish there, rewarding the feed by Yarbrough. 34-31 the score, a 3-point advantage. Zion, a blocking foul called. He took a head of steam, trying to slide in for the charge, or to draw a charge, was Yarbrough. So Zion now back at the foul line where he's 0 for 2 on potential 3-point plays already this evening. As the officials try to clarify with themselves on the shot clock and game clock situation. Williamson is arguably the hottest player in this class as he gets the front end of that one to fall. He's had dunks that have turned into viral sensation left and right. Got offers all across the board. He's gotten so big that at one point this year on Instagram, Drake had a high school jersey of his custom made and posted it on Instagram. Ball left side, goes around Zion. Now a mid-range jump shot is misfired by Harkless. Ball was there to try to grab the offensive board, but it was knocked out first by Dontarius James. So it'll stay on this end.
Yeah, not a lot of room to operate down there on that baseline.
And on the opposite baseline, some of the people's feet are hanging onto the court. So you look, they're into the field of play, or into the court of play right now. As a nice crossover move by Harkless. He misfires that, but the follow there by Yarbrough makes it a 3-point game. Big Ballers proving their worth right now. Staying within striking distance. Hensley to the rim, able to get that to go. Drove right at Yarbrough. Did Hensley lead back to 5. Jimmy Cook coming to you live alongside Francis Williams. Thank you so much for spending part of your evening with us. Ball a floater. That one just short of the mark. Out of bounds to SC Supreme. This has the feel on the baselines of one of those slam dunk contests that you would see, whether it's at the NBA level or the collegiate level. As great drive there initially by Zion leads to the kick to Delmar Moore in the layup.
Every city has a community center setting where maybe guys are just wanting to play, and it's just a little small gym, and sometimes there are people all around the gym waiting to see who has next or whatever the case might be. But you take a setting like that and multiply it by about 1,000,
and you have us now.
And you have where we are right now.
Delmar Moore able to stick with that, create a second chance opportunity, make this a 9-point lead. Harkless to the rim. He's blocked from behind. It'll stay on this end. Again, this action right now, just exhibition play. But the big baller brand going to have an opportunity to claim the summer championship crown, depending on where they get seated, as that triple hit by Harborough, and he stuck up the 3-point side in the hand of Delmar Moore. No smack talking left on the table by either of these groups. As an aggressive take by Devin Dotson, he draws a foul, and he'll go to the line. Should be noted about Devin Dotson, we mentioned he was not on this team up until about 36 hours ago. Out of Charlotte, North Carolina, so well within the range of this SC Supreme team. Ranked number 33rd in the Rivals 2018 class. Offers from Arizona, Clemson, Creighton, Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Louisville, Maryland, Miami, and North Carolina. Is the 6'1", 2018 point guard out of Providence Day High School in Charlotte. And you look at that, it's just a whole other level of offense for this SC Supreme team. Because there's good players on this team, otherwise they wouldn't be here. But Zion has been the focal point for so long that when he would go on the bench for getting foul trouble or have an off game, SC Supreme goes how Zion goes. Adding in another top 100 talent in Devin Dotson, it changes everything.
Yeah, it definitely gives them another weapon, and it's good that it gives them another weapon in the backcourt as opposed to the front court, so it gives them a little more balance.
Indeed. The timeout called by the officials. They want to, I guess, reset the shot clock. They'll do a sideline out of bounds directly in front of the scores table across from us. Approaching the 2-minute mark of this first half. Clock did not start on time. Now it's rolling. There's LaMelo. He lost the handle a bit there. Turns it over to SC Supreme. 44-36 the score. Lavar Ball not happy with the officiating at this point, apparently. Zion scoop layup up and in. And I believe they're going to get a delay of game warning here on Williamson. So one more of those would be a technical foul. 46-36 to score, a 10-point advantage for SC Supreme. 1:40 to go first half. Harkless, a bounce pass. Harborough, air ball. And now here comes Dotson. Devin up the way, gives to Moore. Moore to the rim. Great contest there by Elijah Harkless. And they'll say that he didn't get a piece of it. They'll say it was last touched by Moore. And he'll send it back to the big baller brand, down by 10. Ball walks it up the floor. LaMelo feeds over to Pluma. Pluma on Zion, off a screen. He'll rise and fire for three. That one too strong. Skying high for the board, though, was Yarborough. He leaves for Davis, a triple. Good. Daquan Davis out of Chino Hills High School brings the Ballers within 7, 46-39. Dotson running up the floor to the rim. Got it to go. He turned on the Jets and said, I'm going to get myself a bucket.
He did. Showed great speed and strength.
On the other end, Harkless in deep, feeds the ball, push from behind, got it to go off glass. They no call it. That's it back down to 7, 48-41. Zion showing off some flashy dribble moves. A lob and a finish from Zion. What an unselfish play. Darius James all smiles after that one. He could have taken it himself. It was a 3-on-0. Instead, he leaves it right to Zion. On the other end, LaMelo finishing pretty. Both the stars again engaging.
Yeah, but the ball handling skills exhibited by Zion in that open court situation there, it's pretty impressive for a guy his size.
And that's one of the most unique things about his game, is what he could potentially become. And I don't like, and I'm not going to do it right now, I don't like to do player comparisons. I understand that they're done. You pick an athlete in the NBA right now and you compare him to, I understand it's just for reference. I'm not going to do that, but the things he could do at any level, if he's able to fully master those handles, because they're raw right now, but they're beautiful at the same time. There's no telling where he could go.
Yeah. Once those skills are honed and refined, And I think the first thing when he gets to the next level that will
Dotson
make
gets them both to fall.
major difference in his game will be conditioning.
Right.
He slimmed down a lot.
He has,
over
especially even the
two
last
summers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even just last year, yeah.
Even the previous summer, he slimmed down a lot. But when he gets his
Ball rises and fires for three, too strong. When he gets his full body in his
performance, conditioning-wise, that's going to take his game to another level.
A triple as the halftime buzzer expires. Zion will throw that up. It won't count, just wide to the left. That triple hit by Faquan Davis to make this a 6-point game. After it's all said and done in the first half, 52-46 advantage, SC Supreme. Exciting first half to say the least. Not bad for almost 1 a.m. on the East Coast and 10 p.m. here in the Pacific time zone. We'll have much more and the coverage of the second half after this. You're watching the Summer Championships on adidasuprising.com and ballislife.com. Welcome back inside the Cashman Center in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Jimmy Cook coming to you alongside Francis Williams. 52-46 the score at halftime. Advantage to SC Supreme. As we wait for the crowds to clear. This is by far the craziest atmosphere I've ever seen for an AAU event. And eventually in the early goings of that first half, Francis, you've seen a lot of basketball. You eventually reached that stage.
I had to give in. I had to believe the hype.
Yeah?
It's real.
When you have 77,000 viewers and counting, you can understand that we might eventually reach that type of stage. As Zion Williamson, the man, the myth, the legend himself, directly in front of us here at the broadcast table, set to inbound his team with a 6-point lead in hand at the halftime intermission. Zion ranked number 1 on Rivals.com for the 2018 class. And his star counterpart on the other side of the floor, LaMelo Ball. One of the top guards in the 2019 class. Inbound is underway. Let's continue some summer fun here on adidasuprising.com and ballislife.com. A feed inside, deep to Zion, just over his hands. So a turnover right to the big ballers. And a shot clock issue here early, I believe. Asking for 30 seconds from the shot clock operator to open this half. Rather get it out of the way early than late, I suppose. Ball rising from just inside half court. That one too strong. Rebound taken by Zion. Dotson up the way. Devin, nice pass to James to the rim. What's the call? No shot. They'll say he walked on that travel.
Well, I was going to say I couldn't get it out fast enough. I expect to see LaMelo Ball really try to take this ball game over here in the second half.
Taking it over is one thing, but pulling from just inside half court, man. Ball kicks it out. Pluma for three. Got the roll. William gets that triple and leads down to 3, cut in half, 52-49. Dotson met at half court by Elijah Harkless. He commits the foul. So Zion will inbound once again directly in front of us. They inbound to Dotson. Devin brings up the floor. He skips over to Moore. Delmar. He lost his handle. Tried to get a mid-range jump shot, but he lost the ball on his way up. Here comes LaMelo up the floor to Davis. High off glass. No good. Big man's board for Harkless. Gets that one to fall and brings the Baller brand within 1. They're on a 5-0 run to open this second half. Now a foul committed once again by the big ballers. And an official timeout for a quick shoe tie there by Delmar Moore. Dontarius James will be the trigger man. Into Dotson, skip pass far left side. Through the hands of Moore, out of bounds. Back to the big ballers who are within 1 on a 5-0 run right now. Jimmy Cook alongside Francis Williams. Thank you so much for spending part of your evening wherever you are for this exciting AAU action. A three in the corner, just left short by Davis. And now Zion has the basketball. Zion behind the back, going to work, up and under, too strong. Second chance, can't get that one. They feed it right back to him. A little bit of contact, put back with ease. Possession dominated by Zion Williamson, and that ends the 5-0 run, pushing the lead back to 3 for SC Supreme. But we're all knotted up with the triple by William Pluma.
You know, Pluma's been pretty impressive from the outside.
Bozer, he traveled with it on the far left side. I'll turn it right back over to Ball. And it's been spurts. It hasn't been straight in the first half or straight in the second half, but it's been spread out to a point where he's shooting with confidence, and that helps a lot for a guard like Ball, where you're basically, if your drive's not there, you're looking to kick it out to somebody. High off the glass. LaMelo couldn't get that one to fall. Zion the board, he sees daylight. Zion crosses over to the rim. Oh, he would have broken the gym. Oh my goodness. If you're clenching onto your computer monitor, tablet, or iPhone right now, that's exactly what everybody's doing around us here in the gym on that missed dunk.
Well, the athleticism he displayed on that miss.
Pluma again, bang, got that
fire.
one to fall.
He's rolling.
Williams is rolling with it, as you said, Francis. And now he is starting to get into the rhythm, something we didn't see in the first half. First lead since that first half for the Big Baller brand. A feed inside, easy flush by Delmar Moore. Great just dish there within 6 feet from Dontarius James. Pluma again, further out this time. That one left short. Rebound taken by Dotson. Dotson leaves to James. He's got Zion on his far left side, had his pocket picked. Knocked it out of bounds by Faquan Davis. Dotson inbounds. Over to James. He keeps it himself and faked the pass, now got his own board. Blocked away initially. James a third chance, still more contact, and he finally earns himself some foul shots. You gotta love the mentality of Dontarius James, staying with that play, not only on the first effort and the second effort, but a third chance finally earning some free throws.
Because a lot of guys will shy away from going back toward the basket or going up for that second shot when they get their shot blocked, but he stayed with it and did what you're supposed to do, gathered himself and took it up strong.
The officials having a discussion. I believe a technical foul has been assessed. So we'll wait for that technical foul confirmation. Minnesota taking on the Compton Magic. Correction on your graphic there. That will continue the ladder for the Creators Cup. So a discussion here from the officials. They did assess that technical foul. James, his first free throw is good. Dontarius out of Andrew Jackson High School in Kershaw, South Carolina. Another free throw upcoming for him. That one he hits true. 1 point advantage for SC Supreme. Ball, a lot of contact. Had his pocket picked. Zion's got a highlight opportunity. Williamson to the rim, a hustle play. Gotta love the defensive effort. And boos galore as Elijah Harkless. Definitely probably getting some attention there from some scouts. Not giving up on that play.
Yeah, just
it
more
could have easily been a run out.
Yeah, just more importantly there, you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yep.
There's limited space for him to land or for anybody to land down there along the baseline because of the size of this crowd. And you just don't want to see anyone get injured, and thankfully no one did.
Andrew Wiggins, Jamal Murray, Thon Maker all heading out from these festivities, hence the parting of the Red Sea over there. As that jump hook taken by Zadarius Bozer, that part on the left side of your screen. 60-57 the score, 3-point advantage for SC Supreme. Pluma feeds inside the paint, almost a turnover, and now it is as it's captured by Bozer. Bozer feeds to James. James goes over to Dotson. Great trap being applied by the Ballers. And the far baseline official.
Shot clock was slow to reset.
Wanted to reset the shot clock to 23. Good eye there, Francis. So they'll inbound it again. Sideline left directly in front of us at the broadcast table. Zion will be the trigger man. Successfully inbounds to Dotson. He splits a double team. Devin to the rim. Left it short. And now a baseball pass over to Pluma. Pluma on the other end. He can't get it to go. Davis the board. They feed to Ball. Ball forced a pass that leads to a corner three, and it's hit again by Pluma. That pass was on a needle.
Yes, left-handed, through traffic.
Now Zion running through traffic to the rim. Got it off glass and in. And one. Put him on the line.
And that's one of the things we talked about earlier about Ball, his ability to pass the ball and use both hands, because that pass was right on the money, off the dribble, left-handed.
And as you mentioned, that established, it let the defense collapse down on his feed, and it left Pluma open in that far left wing, but it all starts with that LaMelo pass. Zion still unable to convert a three-point play. He struggled from the foul line this evening. A 2-point advantage currently for SC Supreme, 62-60. Fountain, far left side, they'll call an offensive foul on the Ballers. So Zion will inbound it. Under 12 to go here in this ball game. 2-point advantage for SC Supreme with the basketball. Hensley gives over to Dotson. Devin feeds, and a nice finish right to Akeem Lawson.
You know,
make it a 4-point lead.
Big Ballers want to try to double team Dotson when he has the basketball out front, and that's leaving a lot of wide open opportunities underneath the basket for SC Supreme.
And it becomes incredibly more difficult on the defensive end as Elijah Harkless draws contact for some free ones. That'll look at Damien Lillard, also in attendance, an Adidas product. But it gets more difficult when you are playing those type of doubles on Dotson, but also trying to apply those same doubles on Zion. You're really, really asking a lot of your defense when you're
playing
switching it. Exactly.
Playing
exactly.
3-on-2 the whole time.
Harkless one more. That one rattles home. Make it a 3-point game as he splits the pair 64-61. Zion around 3 defenders. Now splits another double team to the rim, lays it up and in like a gentleman right in front of the rim. Lead is 5, 66-61. Ball. He's fouled en route to the cup, says the far side official. Near side official, I should say. Credit the foul to Dotson. Possession to the Big Ballers, sideline right, facing a 5-point hole. Sub at the table, Quincy Gillespie will check in for the first time since the first half, and Zion will take his first breather. And so much so that the head coach of SC Supreme, child in hand, as is his staple, call timeout. We'll take one as well. 66-61 the score. A 5-point advantage for SC Supreme in this exhibition contest. Stay tuned, we'll have more upcoming after this. You're watching the Adidas Summer Championships right here on adidasuprising.com and ballislife.com. Welcome back inside the Cashman Center in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Big Baller brand with the basketball down 5, make it down 3, and an and-one opportunity for Elijah Harkless. A fearless take. Taking a look at that one. Goes right at Quincy Gillespie, absorbs contact, and nice finish. An opportunity for an old-fashioned three-point play. Left that one short. Official says lane violation, so they'll get one more opportunity. Second one of those we've seen tonight over the course of our entire broadcast. Not specifically this one, but did see one earlier. And unable to make good on that one. Great seal and box out by SC Supreme. They get it up to Dotson. Dotson working around traffic. Knifes his way all the way to the rim. Could not get it in the flush. Follow was not true by Bozer. He goes high to Zion. He goes up to get it and tried to throw it down, but is fouled. So much chaos in that one possession.
Great catch.
It was like going up shades of, I'll say it, why not? Shades of Calvin Johnson going up there like a receiver, high off the glass, or high up in the air to snag that. We thought it was going to us.
Yeah, I thought
the broadcast table.
It, yeah.
I thought you were going to have a souvenir to take home. He gathers that and then able to regain his composure, go all the way to the rim, and almost flush that home. Free throw misfired, though. He has severely struggled at the charity stripe today as Zion. Williamson will have one more. 3-point lead in hand. Got that one to go. Under 11 to play. 67-63 the score. A 4-point advantage for SC Supreme. Harkless, nice handles. His jump shot, no good. Zion tips it out, and now he's got a foot race. Zion poked away from behind. It's secured, though, by Gillespie. He feeds over to Lawson, now to Dotson. Dotson in a double team. Again, you mentioned they're trying to apply those whenever they can. It leads to a matchup. Zion from behind, a lot of contact, can't turn it home, but he's going to the line for two more. You got to give credit, though, to the likes of Elijah Harkless and LaMelo Ball. Especially there, it looked like they had a one-on-one situation, a mismatch for Zion, and then all of a sudden around the left side, there's LaMelo with the help defense.
Yeah, they've been swarming and coming at him from different angles all night. And again, the interesting strategy of doubling Dotson out front, face guarding, and just trying to completely all-out denial on Zion. But they've had the ability all night to still be able to be in a position to help and not let it just turn into a dunk fest. Williamson
splits the pair. And the more amazing thing, you'd think they'd be exhausted after that, but there's still energy on the offensive end as well. Very well conditioned are the big ballers. Is that tough shot and deep is hit by Harkless.
Really only played 6 guys.
Yeah. Dotson controls it. Up the way to Gillespie. Quincy works, now trapped in the coffin corner. Able to somehow split it, and he's fouled. They'll call it on Ball, I believe. It'll just be a sideline out of bounds. So Zion will inbound. Ball right in front of him. A little surprised there's not free throws being taken right now. While they were in the bonus. And after an official conference, I believe they're going to award them free throws because the bonus was in effect. Let's wait and see here. Maybe not. Dotson was walking towards the foul line. Everybody's walking in different directions. We'll just wait and see. The impressive thing is, more than anything right now, Francis, aside from this game, is that still 10 minutes to go in this, and the crowd really hasn't subsided. You can maybe see parts once again as Gillespie hits the front end of that one-on-one. Parts of the building that you couldn't see before, but for the most part,
Jamal Murray and Thon Maker are the only people that have left.
Yes, exactly. Them and their crew, and that's it. Both free throws hit to make this a 5-point lead. 70-65. Ball just inside half court, off a screen, right side. He leaves it, and it's stolen right by Zion. Now Zion on a ball. Here he goes, right off the glass and in. Zion Williamson, a pretty finish. The fans here wanted to flush, but Zion was just as happy with the layup. 7-point advantage. They feed it over to Ball. He'll step into a pump fake. Now he'll get it back. Fakes the pass, feeds right side, a three's in the air, three's left short. Rebound tracked down, who's gonna grab it? It's gonna be taken initially by Harkless. The dribble moves that have been put on display by almost every young man on the floor right now, you'd think they were going after game breakers. We're playing NBA Street Volume 2 right now. It's a block and impressive authority by Harkless. Up the floor they roll. Pluma for three, he hit it. What a 1-2. Harkless the slam, they find Pluma, and they bring themselves in 4, 72-68 on that swing. A 5-point swing at that. And a travel, another turnover. Suddenly momentum shifting to the big ballers, and the crowd starting to get behind them.
Well, Pluma in those threes, I mean, they've all been timely, particularly here in the second half.
Ball receives the inbound and walks up the floor as you take a look at that sequence of plays that made this a 4-point game. LaMelo leaves it inside, too strong. They tried to get up the floor to Zion, but Zion thought it was going to Delmar Moore, and it's a turnover. Errant pass into the scorer's table. Gives it right back to the big ballers. Ball brings up the floor, now feeds over to Harkless. Harkless the crossover at the rim, ball followed it, but taps it right over to Dotson. Dotson a run out, he's matched up on Davis. Dotson to the rim, count it, put him on the line. Devin Dotson, a Providence Day high school student in Charlotte, North Carolina, ranked number 33 in the Rivals 2018 class. Just joined this team about 36 hours ago. And man, if they needed a high-scale offensive presence from a guard. They already have it, as you alluded to earlier, Francis, in the form of Zion Williamson in the front court.
Yep. He's very, very strong and has a great ability to finish.
Ball working on Dotson. Two top players in their respective classes going at it right now. Ball almost lost the handle. He's able to get it back somehow. And it's hit out front to Davis. Davis, it's stripped by Zion. He couldn't get it. He dove on the floor for it and throws it out of bounds, trying to create an offensive possession for his team. Both him and Faquan Davis giving up their bodies for that one. Everybody's okay, which means everybody's still happy. The last thing you'd want in an exhibition game like this is an injury. Doesn't matter who it is. I don't care if it's Zion Williamson or if it's Quincy Gillespie, who is still rising through the ranks and playing defensive work and giving breathers for Zion and others. The last thing you want to see here is an injury. Some moisture on the floor, it would appear. So our great staff here in Las Vegas doing work. Dotson and Zion doing some discussions there with one another. Interesting that they've been able to flow so well together. And it'll be interesting to see when there's not as high level of a team as the big ballers have had a strategy to isolate both of them, how they'll flow together when we see them tomorrow.
Yeah, because I would imagine that, you know, teams they're going to face tomorrow will play them straight up.
Right. Ball walks up the floor with a 7-point deficit in his face. LaMelo, too strong. Dotson, nice behind the back, twice in one possession. And they're going to say a pushing foul on the big ballers, which will lead to free throws for Devin Dotson. Taking a look at that. Spin cycle left and right with those dribble moves.
Great strength and body control to be able to do that in the open court at that speed.
1-and-1 opportunity for Dotson. Too strong on that. Rebound Zion, a lot of contact, got it to go, and one. Late whistle. Didn't think they were going to give it to him. There was contact there. And Dotson earns himself a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play, but not only that, he's made this a 9-point lead. Lavar Ball has stepped onto the court and is having a discussion with the officials.
So that the referee he was talking to, the former NBA player, Eric Strickland.
Well, there you go. That's the type of factoids that I don't expect to see, or that I don't have on my paper, that our columnist Francis Williams has. And now I believe I want to say Ball was just teed up moments ago. And now there's a discussion with him and one of the officials at the scorer's table. We're speculating from afar. There's too many bodies and too much action across the way to be able to tell what's happening. In terms of the officials have yet to come up to us and explain what has happened.
Right.
The last time Lavar Ball had an issue with officials was just last week, I believe, actually. They were up 9 in a game, a non-Adidas event, just a tournament out in California. After he was ejected, or received the technical foul, I should say, he took his team off the floor and they left.
Yeah.
It appears right now we're not at that water, but to paint the picture for you folks at home of what the discussion could be right now, it doesn't look friendly.
Yeah. Well, I think Eric Strickland did a nice job of handling that.
You need someone to step in and do that.
Yeah, because the official that caused the technical, that called it, I mean, they need to step away and get out of the fray. You need a neutral party to come in and try to settle everything down and get things back to normal. And I thought he did a nice job of going over there and putting out that little small fire.
Williamson shooting the technical fouls here. Splits the pair. He'll have one more.
He has struggled from the line, as you mentioned earlier. That's something that he's going to definitely have to work on.
It's never
he's
been
going to
this,
live there.
Exactly. It's never been this poor. 1 for 3 there. You've never seen, at least on our live streams, him struggle with the charity stripe like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's clearly been a weakness, but it's never been the hack-a-shack or the
hack-a-zion.
Exactly. It's never been a thing. But indeed, it's been an area that needs improvement, at least on display tonight. Mm-hmm. After the technical fouls, it'll stay with SC Supreme. Dotson, he feeds over to James. Cross court, Lawson. Now they find more in the corner for 3. Too strong. Zion tried to create an extra possession. Instead knocks it out of bounds. And now Ball, a cross court pass. He finds Davis. That's an air ball. Rebound though by Pluma. Matched up with Lawson, now feeds over to Davis. Pacman. Nice dribble moves by Harkless. He turns it over right to Zion. Now Zion has daylight. He flips it up the way. Dotson a lob to Williamson. He could not turn it home. He wanted a foul. He didn't get it. They throw it up to Pluma. His spot. He loves that one. Couldn't get that one to fall. And now Ball finds himself with an opportunity for 3. Leaves that one short. Rebound taken by Lawson. We've entered a track meet all of a sudden.
That was definitely a foul, though, on that last possession.
Dotson to the rim. Too strong. Rebound and put back. No good by Moore. And it's saved, though, by James. Dontarius in a trap. They feed it to Lawson, and he lays it up and in to make it a 12-point lead with 7 minutes even to go. LaMelo to the rim, off glass and in. Cuts down to 10. Zion blowing past LaMelo. A lot of contact, blocking foul called. That's like getting run over by a Mack truck. And living to tell the tale is Elijah Harkless.
And I don't think he was trying to draw a charge. He was just in the way.
There's no time. It's like trying to yell at somebody when they're in the wrong place. Sir, no, there's no time. He could not get away. So more free throws for Zion. Again, we've mentioned that's one area he definitely needs to improve on. He's had his struggles there today.
And it's in his head now.
My guess would be a player with the IQ that Zion has, if he's in his own head right now, it's probably only going to be for this one game. When he gets an opportunity to get off the floor, regroup with it, 25 points for him this evening already. I think it'll be something he'll know how to fine-tune, or his coaches on this SC Supreme team will help him fine-tune it as he hits that one. Give him 26 for the evening and make this an 11-point lead. Ball high up, a teardrop floater, gets that to fall. Cuts the lead to 9. Moore receives the inbound. Delmar, defender on his hip, off the glass, too strong. Rebound, though, it's chopped away by Lawson. His second chance is good. That's kind of been the story of the night by SC Supreme. really fighting for those second and third chance opportunities. LaMelo matched up against Zion. There's an open man somewhere. Can they find him? Move it around the horn. They do. It's Pluma for three. Too strong. Rebound Ball. What a pass. Blowing the layup, though, there was Fountain. And now Zion brings it up. There's no double. Now here it comes. Zion works around one defender. He crosses to the rim. Left it short, but it'll go to the line. So you're really seeing on display Zion's ability to put the ball on the deck and work smooth handles, or at least those raw handles.
Yeah, his ball skills.
And get to the line.
Yeah, his ball skills are very, very high.
Zion rattles that free throw out. He'll have one more.
I mean, there's really been no hole in his game tonight except for the free throw shooting. And I think as when it's no longer an exhibition game, he hasn't rebounded the ball particularly well tonight. Right. But we know that he can.
Dotson fell, slipped on some moisture. Ball, the nice, pretty dribble move there. That was where the bodies were initially with Zion and Davis. Still some moisture there. And Ball able to shake Dotson because of it. It's not, here's the thing with that statement. It's not a knock on LaMelo's offensive skills, but it's also not a knock on Dotson there.
Yeah.
As a defender. Imagine hydroplaning in your car. There's not much you can do at that point as a defender if your feet get knocked out from under you with moisture.
Right. Nowhere to go but down.
Nope. Ball, he's showing off his ability to knock him down at the cherry stripe. And it's almost a unstoppable force and an immovable object in terms of their play right now of LaMelo Ball and Zion Williamson. They both kind of excel in a specific area, but on some levels, they're good at things that their position or someone of their size might not be as talented at. Dotson through defenders. A lot of contact. He lost the handle. They'll say it was last off his leg. And we'll go to the Baller brand. Approaching the 5.5-minute mark of this ball game. 9-point advantage for SC Supreme. What does the big ballers have left? LaMelo to the rim, and he's fouled en route to the cup, they'll say, on the floor. Penalty in effect. So LaMelo will go to the foul line. We mentioned Ball is the UCLA commit, just like his brother Lonzo, who is here in attendance. Now with the Los Angeles Lakers. And now they'll say just 16 fouls on SC Supreme, so no penalty in effect just yet. Ball, a little give and go action on the inbounds. He'll rise and fire a high arcing triple. Could not roll home off glass. They lob it. What a find to Dotson, like leading a receiver. Williamson to the rim, count it, put him on the line.
Could you imagine him on the football field?
Like, that's exactly what that was. Literally, the feed from Lawson, he led him like a receiver. Let it bounce once, took it in stride, laid it up and in, and an and one opportunity for him. No, I couldn't imagine. I
mean, as unstoppable as he is as a basketball player, well, on the football field, he would just be unbelievable.
Oh, man. Ball, rise and fire for three. That one too strong. Rebound taken by Davis. He wants on the three-point party. That one an air ball. LaMelo goes high across the fans and photographers in attendance to try to save that. He's all right, up and still running around. But the turnover by the big ballers means this lead remains at 11 for SC Supreme with just about 5 minutes to go. Bozer, they feed over to Moore. Delmar spinning around LaMelo, who commits the personal. So it'll send Delmar Moore out of Greer High School in Greer, South Carolina, to the charity stripe. He gets that one to fall. One more upcoming for Moore. We keep talking about Devin Dotson, Francis. and what he brings to the table, adding an explosive guard to this SC Supreme team. One thing we haven't mentioned, and is kind of a ripple effect to having Dotson out there, it takes pressure off guys like Delmar Moore and Za'Darius Bowser and Akeem Lawson, where they're kind of able to fill their roles better now that an extra amount of workload isn't expected of them and on their shoulders as Davis knocks in that triple to make it a 10-point game. Hensley feeds over to Bowser. Now Bowser over to James. Dontarius over to Moore. An aggressive trap being applied across the entire perimeter by the big ballers. It leads to an open triple that's misfired by Hensley. And now here come the big ballers. LaMelo. He hesitated and carried it.
Well, having another, back to Dotson, having another confident ball handler on the floor is always a plus. And he's also willing to share the ball also. And I think it you know, gives them a little different look in the backcourt defensively as well. So, you know, there's just a lot of pluses when you can add a player of his caliber to your roster. And these guys seem to have meshed well with him only really being a part of what they do for a very short period of time.
Exactly.
We don't even know if they had a chance to work out and practice together or not, but they seem to have meshed well together very quickly.
The initial report I saw is that layup is hit by Akeem Lawson. Came from Jeff Borzillo saying that Devin Dotson would join SC Supreme. As Ball finds himself open for a three, left that one short. They'll get it right back to him. Second chance, same spot, different result. He got that one to go tickling the twine, did LaMelo Ball. And the lead's down to 9. They try to feed it to Zion in a double team. He's fouled as LaMelo almost banked that home from the half-court line, much to the dismay of head coach Lavar Ball. So to lead to free throws, and I guess the only upside here for the big ballers is that even though he's probably the most ferocious force on the floor, since he struggled at the foul line, Zion's the one shooting these free throws.
Yeah.
And it's still 1-1. He misfires there. Excuse me, the officials held up the 1-1 signs to our table, but it is indeed 2 shots. One more upcoming for Zion. SC Supreme with a 9-point lead in hand. Williamson left that one short as well. 3.5 to go in this one. Ball around a defender, no look pass. Pluma's there for 3, too wide. Rebound taken by Dotson, and he's fouled. So he'll shoot some free throws on this end. Still plenty of time left here, Francis, but in terms of your observations, really getting to see LaMelo and Zion, is this your first time seeing them in person, either of them? Ball or Williamson?
Yes,
okay.
not Zion.
Okay. Before we get to that, I want to remind you folks at home, you want to follow along when the next time the likes of Zion Williamson or LaMelo Ball are on the floor. You want to see how they're doing in the summer championships. Well, all stats, scores, schedules, information can be found in one place and one place only. That's adidasuprising.com. From your observations tonight, though, Francis, what have you seen for both of them, and maybe any minor improvements or how you expect them to grow, not only this weekend, but going forward as players?
Well, there's always room for improvement with
Pluma for 3.
With anyone.
Good.
But I think that
8-point game, sorry.
I'll start with LaMelo. His playmaking ability, and again, we talked about his IQ and his skill level, ability to use both hands, particularly off the pass.
Zion out front, feeds. Great cut and a good finish baseline by Akeem Lawson.
With him, it's just going to be added strength, being more committed on the defensive end. You know, coaching will teach him what's a good shot and what's not a good shot. But between his skill level.
Ball around a screen, falling away, tough triple, that one won't go. And up the floor, they just throw it out of the reach of Dotson. No, he tracks it down, far right side. A foul committed by Ball.
But Ball skill level, and I said, as I said, I think he does have a love to play the game. That right there will allow him to improve. As far as Zion Williamson is concerned, I think the sky's the limit for him. Now I didn't see him rebound the ball particularly well tonight, but I don't think that that's something that he can't do, but it's just something that he didn't do tonight. But when he gets into tip-top physical condition and kind of gets those reps of some of the little small nuances of the game, you take that with the athleticism that he has. I think he has a high IQ as well. I think when it all comes together for him, the sky could be the limit. I don't know. You have to improve his outside shooting. I don't think he's a very good outside shooter, but he can improve that. And, of course, the free throw shooting tonight has been his bugaboo. But we think that's more of an anomaly than who he really is.
Also, while we have a moment, our next broadcast will be tomorrow morning, 9:20 a.m., D1 Minnesota taking on the Compton Magic as we continue pool play in this Creators Cup bracket to determine seeding for the Adidas Summer Championships. Dotson finds Lawson. Now over to Hensley. Hensley far right side. They turn it over. Go back to the big ballers. An 8-point deficit with 2:10 to go. What do the big baller brand and this big ballers roster have left in the tank? Lonzo from inside half court, rattled in and out. They'll feed him again. Excuse me, LaMelo, I should say. LaMelo to the rim. He's pulling up with range like his older brother. Lonzo, who's also in attendance. That time able to get that one to fall. And it is a 6-point game. LaMelo finds Davis, a triple, left it short. They tip it back out. Ball's right into the hands of Fountain. Now back to Pluma. LaMelo controls. Ball fouled on the floor by Dotson. It'll lead to free throws. And depending on how this goes, LaMelo, a very efficient free throw shooter. It's only a 6-point game with 1:35 to play.
Well, there's plenty of time
31 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists for LaMelo Ball tonight.
Plenty of time left. I think
Make it 32.
I think there have been stretches in this game, quite honestly, where SC Supreme's been a little bit disinterested. The way that
Ball misfires on that one.
big ballers played him with the double teaming early of Williamson, and then some of the defenses that they've thrown at Dotson. I just think there have been a few stretches here where they've lost focus, lost concentration, and that has allowed the big ballers to stay in the game.
A 5-point game with 1:22 to go, 16 seconds on the shot clock. A foul committed by the big ballers. So it'll send Dontarius James to the foul line, who on the Gauntlet Series this past spring and early summer is a 76% free throw shooter. Misfires on that one. Roughly just under 2.5 possessions estimated with shot clock and game clock left in this game. These are some critical free throws. Splitting the pair there is James, making a 6-point game, 94-88. LaMelo walks it up the floor, crosses over to the rim, reverse layup. He's met by Zion and draws contact. They're gonna say he was good with the hands. Zion didn't like it. They'll tell him he got him with the body. So 2 shots for LaMelo. A little jersey pull there at the end, or at the start of that drive by Trevor Hensley. 2 free throws upcoming for Ball. That one's pure. One more for him. That one's good as well. 94-90, a 4-point game and a turnover. And the fans that have remained here in attendance, some cheers going on because they know this is still a ball game.
Well, Dotson has been receiving
Timeout
the ball
taken by the big ballers.
against the pressure over in that corner all night. And there's been a couple other times where he almost mishandled it, but that time he has lost control of it and keeps big ballers in the game.
Timeout taken by the big ballers with 1:15 to go in this ball game. 94-90 the score. It's a 4-point advantage for SC Supreme. Credit to the big ballers, slowly but surely creeping their way back into this ball game.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of creeping back in and SC Supreme allowing them to stay in.
Out of the timeout after the costly turnover. SC Supreme will need to play some defense to steal this one away. Again, no elimination game taking place right now. This is just exhibition. We'll likely see more of both these teams as the weekend approaches. We saw pool play earlier for the Creators Cup. And now here with an exhibition matchup between Adidas' own SC Supreme and Big Baller Brand's own Big Ballers.
So the coach just left the bench. I'm not quite sure what
that is a
caused
good
him
eye.
to leave,
That
but,
is a good eye. Lavar
the
Ball
coach
has
just
left the
left the
bench.
bench.
He didn't take the team with him this time, but he's left the bench. I don't know why. I don't know if he was tossed, but he's not here anymore. This is a 4-point. I hope he got, for a PR sake, I hope he was ejected. To leave within 4 with the basketball with 1:15 to go, exhibition game or not, is maddening.
Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom or something. But
oh man,
the show goes on.
Only
The summer tour continues.
only on Adidas Uprising and ballislife.com will you get this kind of entertainment at 1:47 on the East Coast and 10:47 here on the West Coast.
And 77,000 people watching on.
At one point, that was the last number my producers sent me. So we'll have to check that after the broadcast. That's the peak. Either way, Lavar Ball is gone. His team is within 4 as LaMelo looks to inbound it. Give it over to Fountain. Now Davis. Davis back to LaMelo. They feed over to Davis for 3. That one too strong. Trying to get a board. A trap apply and a foul committed by Davis. It'll send Dontarius James to the charity stripe, with an opportunity to try to salt this one away.
I'm surprised that LaMelo gave that up.
He's back. It was just a bathroom
Okay.
break. It was just a bathroom break.
Yep.
The update on Lavar Ball Watch 2017. He's in the building.
All right, potty break.
There we go. James hits that first free throw. We shouldn't fully assume that. He could have grabbed a quick bite to eat or a drink. You never know. There's a lot of stuff over there in that sector of the gym.
As long as he didn't bother my dinner, I'm cool.
A
Bother
6-point
my dinner, we
game
got a
on the
problem.
free throws. 96-90. LaMelo from inside half court, in and out. Rebound tracked down and taken by Bozer, and a jump ball tie-up. Where's the arrow? Big Ballers say it stays on this end, or it switches to their possession, and indeed it will. So this is still a 2-possession game, under a minute to go. Possibly the last opportunity that LaMelo Ball and company for the Big Baller is going to have at this one. They inbound it, a little give and go action. LaMelo, skip pass, it's stolen by Zion. He wants the dagger. Zion to the rim, he threw it down and put him on the line. Zion put that one in the cooler, icing this one away. They fouled him on the run out on as many possessions. Davis wanted to do it again, but he was too late, and Zion flushed it with authority to put this one away.
And I think in that particular setting, what was most impressive were the active hands defensively. He's in the passing lane, he gets the tip, he's able to track that down with his speed and quickness.
That's
then
defense, that's visions, that's hand-eye coordination.
All of that.
And a slam.
But I love the active hands on the defensive end.
No, do you love it? College scouts love it.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure Frank Martin is trying to figure out everything he can
that would be
to
beautiful.
make sure that he stays home.
That would be beautiful. Beautiful for South Carolina anyway. LaMelo up the other end. That layup he got in too deep. Bows with the board. So at the very least, if this crowd decides to start to disperse, they have a Zion Williamson slam with authority and one. to take home with him. So Darius Bozer out of Gaffney High School in Gaffney, North Carolina, at the foul line. Bozer misfires on that one. One more upcoming for Za'Darius. He misses that one as well. Here comes Ball. Is he pulling up once again? LaMelo sees daylight. Teardrop floater. No friendly roll for him. Rebound again. And Bozer will once again go to the charity stripe on the other end. The crowd's starting to disperse here with under 33 seconds to play. And if you're about to disperse from your web browser, we want to take an opportunity to remind you that tomorrow morning we'll have all this once again. Maybe not this exhibition of chaos, but we'll still have more games as D1 Minnesota will take on the Compton Magic, a continuation of the Creators Cup to determine seeding for the Adidas Summer Championships this weekend right here in this very facility. That's a 9:20 a.m. Pacific time start on adidasuprising.com. Free throws missed. Pluma, deep three, that's an air ball. It'll go out of bounds, and will the big ballers call off the dogs, or will they continue to foul? 99-90 the score. Zion the inbound, and they will indeed continue the foul brigade. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to find the car home with all these bodies here. I couldn't remember what the floor looked like anymore.
Well, it's been a full day of basketball, and we've seen some good basketball. We've seen some very good individual play. The guys that came in with the most notoriety have all stepped up to that challenge.
Dotson hits that free throw. One more upcoming.
And we'll have another full day of basketball again tomorrow.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Started today. Full-scale action all across the board. Making both is Dotson. Ball from half court. That one off to the mark. It'll stay on this end with 19 seconds to go. And I think maybe one of the real MVPs today has to be the fans in attendance. Because there's been some of them that have been standing since 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've been sitting in these comfortable broadcast seats. A couple stretches here and there. There's been some fans that have been hanging over railings to get a piece of this action.
And we've been poking fun a little bit at some of the things that was going on as it relates to the crowd. But again, it was a very well-behaved crowd.
Oh, yeah.
They came. They wanted to see some good basketball. There were some headliners here. They wanted to see them. They saw them. And
get to go home with the memories and the pictures.
Absolutely. And we'll try it again tomorrow.
Exactly. Still 14 seconds left in this one. As James hit the foul line. One more upcoming for him. 102-90. Almost 200 points combined by this crew in an AAU game of 16-minute halves. Ball. Final seconds here. His circus layup up and in. Good take for him. Makes it 103-92. And will that be our final? 4 seconds to go. All you need is a simple inbound to end things. Dontarius James will be the trigger man. James inbounds to Dotson, and a foul applied by Marquez Fountain. I love the fight, though, in the big ballers. I mean, at times the fouls get excessive, but they left it all out there in this exhibition matchup, and whoever draws them tomorrow, going to be in for a handful. I believe that's Team BBC, led by Emmanuel Quickly.
Grossly undersized.
8 a.m. tomorrow.
But no lack of fight.
Dots at the foul line. We're now watching the rest of this from the big monitor directly to the right of us because an entire group of people
are oblivious to the fact that we're broadcasting
that we're calling a game right now. LaMelo, a heave, to end this one just off the front of the rim. Buzzer sounds, that'll do it. Well, it was not without drama. It was not without a capacity crowd. It was not without otherworldly excitement you wouldn't expect to find with a court storming. With a court storming in an AAU game. Icing on the cake. 104-92 the final. Francis, some final thoughts of day one.
Hey, it was a good day of basketball. You know, we go back to the first game with Hurt from D1, Minnesota, and the list goes on and on. And the guys that we saw play today, guys get the jitters out, and we'll try it again tomorrow.
Well, it's been a fun first day of the Adidas Summer Championships, and if this opening day is any indication, it's going to be a fun weekend here on adidasuprising.com and ballislife.com. Again, the final of that exhibition ball game, South Carolina SC Supreme victorious over the Big Ballers, protecting the Adidas turf. 103-92 the final. This has been a production of Hall Pass Media and ballislife.com as well as adidasuprising.com. Until we talk to you tomorrow with D1 Minnesota versus the Compton Magic, for Francis Williams and our entire production staff and crew, this is Jimmy Cook saying so long, everybody.